Of the world. Listen, a new advertisement's going to hit your screens from today from the industry super funds alleging banks are trying to get their hands on your money. Here's just a little bit of what it goes like.
Now go to sleep.
The big banks want to get their hands on your super. And they're putting pressure on our federal politicians.
Now, the background here is that government legislation is seeking changes to the way superannuation is offered by your employer. Now, the latest figures show that Australians have just under $2.2 trillion in superannuation. Of this, $501 billion, just under a quarter, is in the industry funds. $570 billion, just over a quarter, is in the so-called retail funds that includes banks and life insurance companies. Now, oddly, perhaps the biggest area is the funds with less than 5 members. So, in other words, self-managed funds, they have $656 billion in them. Now, over time, industry funds have attracted money by being tied to employment contracts or awards. In other words, when an employer offers you super, generally one of the choices is an industry super fund. And this is one area that this ad claims the banks are lobbying hard to change so an employer can make them the sole choice. Now, the other aspect of industry super funds, you see this from their highly successful ad campaign, Compare the Pair. They've generally had lower costs than retail super funds because they're not for profit. They're owned by the members. And this is borne out by long-term studies that show over 20 years, average industry funds have outperformed the average bank and insurance company funds. Well, part of the legislation is that super funds should in the future have at least 1/3 of their board members as independents. But independent directors are likely to cost more money and therefore cut into profit margins. So that's the fight. And as this ad implies, the superannuation feathers are flying right now. Let's have a quick look at the markets on a Monday morning and what we can see here. Aussie dollar 76.92 US cents and 71 2/3 euro cents. Go further forward, oil prices start below $50 US a barrel. Yet again, gold prices higher over the weekend. The Dow Jones index down by 19 points. And on Friday, the All Ordinaries index of Australian shares was down by 31 points.